it's Birdman for Birdman on the Mountain. It's time for the Sholo Community Shout, hanging out here once again at the White Mountain Independent Conference Room. And guess what? Today you'll probably find out what's going on here, so we'll get more into detail on that. But first up, I've got a couple individuals. I've got Randi and Ted Corbin. How are you two?
Good. Doing great, Rob.
I'm great.
Good. Now, you guys are well known for the Run to the Pines.
Correct.
Yes. This year's a little different, of course. We've had to deal with a tragedy that happened on the mountain. It's things that happen as we get older, and it's just the thing that happens.
Yes.
We lost Bob Gates. Hopefully Linda's still doing okay, but I've not seen her since. So hopefully you guys can pass along my sorrow to her, and
Absolutely.
definitely to you too as well.
We will.
Things were all in order, though, to continue the car show going forward.
Absolutely.
That's what we're going to talk about, and that's a really a strong testament to who that guy was, and the fact that even though he's not here, his legacy will carry on with this car show. And it wasn't just him; you guys were always there working it, and there's a lot of others, right?
Yes, we've got another couple that has incorporated with us now. They are part of the Run to the Pines Corporation, and we have a huge host of wonderful volunteers. Some of them have been volunteering for 30 plus years.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing. We don't even have to tell them.
So
That's the kind of volunteer to have.
I had a question about the. Somebody asked me the other day about the the posters. Is that the last year's winners, or is it just randomly picked vehicles?
No, that's our artwork. We change our artwork every year.
Yeah.
And that's the artwork for this year.
Okay.
And they are random.
Okay.
And they are random.
Just completely random kind of a thing. Okay. Yeah. Somebody was asking. I was like, I don't really know. I mean, maybe it is the winning cars, but you figured you would have seen a repeat.
The thing is with 582 cars registered this year, and we have 24 classes, you can't really put the winners on them.
Oh yeah, that'd be a big poster, huh?
Yeah.
Or a series of posters. I don't know.
Right.
Awesome. Okay, so let's talk about it. Events, activities. There's a bunch of things that go on, and it starts. Kind of not your officially start, but the town actually gets it kicked off for you, don't they?
Yes, they do.
So tell us what we got going.
Okay, on Thursday, since we had been seeing a lot of cars coming in early for the show, enjoying our community, the town decided to welcome them in advance of the show. So on Thursday night, there is a burger burn that the town of Pinetop-Lakeside is hosting. This year it'll be out at Mountain Meadow Park, and it's just a great kickoff barbecue for the early arrivals, and was well received last year when we did it, and have had several calls about it this year already, so hopefully it'll be well attended.
That's very cool. Awesome. And that's just your basic burger burn, come out, hang out.
Yep.
And there'll be some vehicles there, I'm assuming?
Yes, there will be.
Okay.
Last year I believe they had around 75 vehicles that had shown up to watch the mayor flipping hamburgers. So
There you go.
There you
Awesome. Cool. Okay, then what happens? What's next?
Next is Friday. We've got our registration on Friday at the members' room at the Clubhouse at Pinetop Lakes Golf and Country Club. All of the entries as they hit town will be coming in, picking up their packets, and then making their way towards the LDS Church at the corner of 60 and 260, so that at 4:15 they can take off on their cavalcade of cars all the way from Sholo to Honda.
The cavalcade of cars.
The cavalcade of cars.
Now, Ted was talking earlier about the fact that this has been handled different ways over years past, right?
Well, the cavalcade is the same as it's always been. We've tried it as a parade, and we've tried it as a cavalcade. It actually works best as a cavalcade. And our people know not to throw candy and that type of thing, and they obey all the traffic laws and all of that. And it's just, as you know, people line up all the way from Sholo to Honda.
Oh yeah, they do.
To watch the cars.
There's chairs out the night before, much like
Yes.
the 4th of July parade in
Right.
Sholo. There's chairs out the night before. There's tents without their awnings. There's all that stuff going on. And some people are like, what's going to happen?
Well, and we usually have about 300 to 350 of the 500 and some cars that are registered that like to get in that cavalcade and say hi to everybody.
Yeah, so it's basically just rolling along, go about the speed limit. Some go a little less than the speed limit. You do not want to go over the speed limit.
No.
You don't want to do those, what do they call it? show of speed or something like that? Is that what
no exhibition of speed?
Exhibition of speed.
Yeah,
That's
no burnouts
of
or
speed.
anything like that. No.
Yeah, leave your bleach at home. For those who know what that does. Anyways, or 3-in-1 oil actually. Anyways, lots of photo shoots in the back. So yeah, the cavalcade, and it's probably one of the well-known things. Start time on that again, just so we can dial that down for people, is approximately
4:15 from the LDS Church.
4:15.
Right. And hopefully they get up to Honda at 5, and the big barbecue and giveaways and all that by Honda is done from 5 to about 7 o'clock.
Awesome. So that kicks off 5 to 7, and that's, of course, the barbecue out there at Honda.
Yep.
So a whole lot of cars. Do you get more cars there than you can get on the field simply because it's not really a car show, or is it just the people that are registered?
It is more than just the registered vehicles. It's anyone who's got a show car that they would love to show. A lot of them that can't actually make it in the show, they register too late. They'll join us for the cavalcade. So you will see a little bit different mix of cars, not necessarily more.
Okay, I see what you're saying, yes.
But it is a great place to come and browse and see the cars under the lights, which is a whole new aspect of seeing the cars than at the field.
Cool, awesome, okay. Since we're going to have cars there, and we'll have cars in the field, there's a couple things I'd like to always talk about, because I grew up with car shows, so there's certain things that I know not to do and teach my kids not to do, but other people might not think about them. And that has to do with like belt buckles, jewelry. Why don't you touch on that for a minute?
Please respect their paint jobs.
Yeah.
Some of these paint jobs cost more than your home.
Right.
Belt buckles, yes. If you're leaning over to look in, please lean back a little bit.
It's
Watch
kind of
your
like
jewelry.
Look but don't touch.
Yes.
Right,
And
yeah.
don't climb on them and things like that. Just be respectful. They're gorgeous. Look at them, you bet. Dogs, bicycles aren't allowed on the show property. We try to discourage that, but when you have anywhere from 10 to 20,000 people through there on a weekend, it's kind of hard to
Police all the dogs.
Yes.
Right.
And then the Humane Society is there, correct, to be able to watch your
they are.
dogs?
Yes, they are.
Yes,
Okay,
they are.
cool.
They'll have kennels and they're in the shade. They'll give them treats and water and feed them if they need, and they'll babysit your pet.
Okay, so then we talked a little bit about that. That's there at Honda. The next morning starts, and this is the 34th?
34th.
34th annual,
Right.
okay. Run to the Pines opens at what time?
For the general spectators, 9 o'clock would probably be a good time to come in.
Okay,
Give them time to get in, get parked, get polished up.
okay.
Right. It's for the spectators that are coming. We always want them to know that they can go to Honda. The shuttle runs from Honda to the car show every 30 minutes all day long on Saturday and till noon on Sunday. So that's a great way to avoid the traffic and congestion on Buck Springs Road. The other thing is there will be another shuttle on Saturday running from the orchards where the arts and crafts
The Fall Festival.
is, from there to the car show as well, and that'll be Saturday from 10 until 4.
Okay.
So we'll have 2 shuttles running to try to alleviate the congestion and traffic on Buck
So
Springs.
technically you could park on Saturday especially, you could park at the Honda, or you could park down by the Presbyterian Church if you're going to the Fall
Correct.
Festival, and then catch it up to
Exactly.
the show.
Yes.
You really kind of, if you can, avoid the traffic.
Yes.
Because it's no fun just sitting and sitting and sitting.
Right,
And it makes
correct.
it easier for everybody if you just go ahead and plan a place just to park and
Yes,
then
it
grab
does.
a shuttle.
Yep. And that way all of your walking can be done at the activities rather than trying to walk to them.
Right. Awesome. Great job. Anything else we want to talk about, letting people know about the show times and things like that? So Friday is from what time and what time, and then Saturday?
Up at Honda, we'll be there by 5.
Not Friday, sorry. Saturday and Sunday.
5 to 7 on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
On Saturday, we'll be parking cars by 7.
Okay.
And they'll be there until 4 at least. On Sunday, about 8 until noon. We start our awards ceremony at noon. We do our raffle drawing right after, approximately 1:30. And then all we see is taillights.
Right. And weather looks pretty good for the weekend. It might get a little chilly at night.
That's okay.
Which is really kind of cool.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
We're hoping for good weather. That's the one factor that nobody can control, Mother Nature.
Absolutely.
So, but we'll be there no matter what.
Yeah. And remember, if you're out there on the field and you're coming up, sunscreen. Yes, you're up higher and closer to the sun and all that kind of stuff.
There you go.
And even though it may be cool, and if you're up from the valley, it'll be cold, you'll get burnt.
Yes.
So, awesome. Anything else, Randy, Ted?
Well, we do have, just a note of interest, we do have cars coming in from 8 different states this year. Our reputation has really spread. We've got them coming in from all over the Southwest, as far away as Nebraska and Washington State.
Wow.
So we're getting good representation. Vendors also, we'll have 50-some vendors rimming the field, and lots of shopping opportunities for those that don't want to look at cars, they want to go shopping.
There you go. You still have the raffles?
Absolutely.
You still have a big gas tank?
We
Gas
have a
pump.
gas
Gas
pump.
pump, sorry.
Gorgeous gas pump.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Very
gorgeous
good.
gas pump.
Cool. So make sure you get your raffle tickets, everything.
Yes.
Thank you for your time.
You bet.
Thank you for continuing this great event here yearly in the White Mountains.
You bet. It's
Cool.
been 34 years of fun.
Awesome. Cool. Thanks.
Thank you.
Cool. Okay, so I've got a couple other guests coming up, and we finally get a explanation of what's been going on here. So hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, Birdman here, hanging out at the White Mountain Independent Conference Room. And I know I've been saying we're going to tell you why. Well, today we're going to tell you why. With me, I've got Mr. Brian Kramer. How are you, sir?
Good. How are you?
And Wiley
Atchison.
yeah. That's the first time I've said his name out loud. I've said it in my head thousands of times,
Right.
and I'm really sorry about how I've said it. But
No problem. It's like if you can get at least one of them right, then I feel blessed.
Okay,
So.
good. Okay, good. Cool. So, Brian, your official position is you're the guy that runs
publisher.
everything. Publisher.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And I'm the retail advertising manager.
Cool. So why are we here? So what's going to happen is on this side of the table is Birdman Media. On that side of the table is the White Mountain Independent. We're going to work together and talk about community events.
Exactly.
So the Sholo Community Shout and the Pinetop-Lakeside Community Shout will now be co-branded with both brands, and we'll be putting up, we're talking about what's going on. They're going to send me people that want to talk about events, activities. So if you're out there on either side of the things, you want to come in, it's free and open and available for anybody to come in about an event, an activity, something you're driving for community. And that's just like we talked about Run to the Pines, same thing. So why don't you guys talk a little bit about what you think about this?
Sure. Well, I think this is really exciting for the White Mountains because, the ultimate goal is by partnering, we can better help let the community know what's going on with events, and with the White Mountains being so event driven. We'll have an opportunity by working together to cross promote each other, to publicize things that are going on, and from both a marketing standpoint and just information standpoint.
Yeah, for me, it's been public interest. I mean, people want to know what's going on. I like to give them a little, I like to say it's a little more of the story because we can sit and talk to the people actually themselves. In the newspaper, you get to talk to the people and represent them, but sometimes people lose that in their reading and just think about it as the writer that's writing it. But you do the same thing. You connect people to more of the news stories, and that's sort of what you dialed on because that's what newspapers are about. So, but always the community side of it is something that you support. You're out there. It's just limited time and space, right?
Yeah. So we actually try to emphasize that we are a community newspaper, and so this works well with how we've branded ourselves and better serving the community. And one way we do that is through our website, Birdman, where we get over 100,000 unique visitors every month. What's great about that is over 50% of those come from places like the Phoenix metro area and Tucson. And so we reach people off the mountain. We'll be able to better inform them what's going on event-wise now and, better serve the people of the mountain when those visitors come up here.
Yeah, and this is all to grow that local economy. It benefits everybody sitting at the table, but it really benefits everybody in the mountain because now we get a bigger audience, more people know what's going on, and we can cover it more in depth. And anybody that's out there, you got an event, like I said, you can come in and talk about it. You can come here, or you can come up. I'll still be doing it at the Pinetop-Lakeside Chamber office that I have a studio up there. So that's why I've landed here, is because this is going to be the center point for the people that are in the Sholo. And it doesn't have to be a Sholo event or a Pinetop-Lakeside event. You can flip-flop those, doesn't matter. It's just the location that's determining the name.
Exactly.
I want people to understand that. So Snowflake people, you can come over.
Yeah. Round Valley.
Yep, absolutely.
Down in the White Mountain Apache, they've got so much going on at Sunrise. Special events at Honda. We're all in this together, one large community, and I'm sure we all want to serve the community best we can.
Very cool. Awesome. So once again, Wiley, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Birdman.
Looking forward to this.
Awesome. Cool.
Thanks a lot.
Hey, that's going to be it for this episode of the Sholo Community Shout. I'm Birdman for Birdman on the Mountain, and sometimes I know my name. And like I always say, if I don't see you around town, I'll catch you right here on the web.